The only mountains that can be better than mountains are those that I haven't been to yet. And what if we combine mountains and caves, as well as white stone temples looking into the mirror of blue waters? The ideal picturesque place is hidden almost on the border of the Chelyabinsk region and Bashkiria. Few people know about it, but who knows, we'll never forget this beauty. The city of Minyar of the Ashinsky district of the Chelyabinsk region. The ringing name inevitably reminds of minarets, but there is nothing in common here. It's just that there is a river with the same name, the origin of which is associated with the Bashkir phrase meaning my steep bank. More poetic natures claim that the name is translated from Bashkir as 1,000 cliffs. And there are really an amazing number of them here. Vedinskaya Church. The next attraction of Minyar is located right by the road, or the central, so to speak, city highway. This is a church in honor of the introduction to the Temple of the Most Holy Theotokos, or simply, the Vedinskaya Church. This, I will not be afraid of this word, unique Rotundalny temple was built already in 1820, and it will soon be 200 years old. With all the huge number of different Orthodox churches in Russia, the number of rotundals is only 75. The time of construction of rotundal temples, for the most part, is the middle of the 19th centuries. The Vedinskaya Church in Minyar is one of the most plastically designed and stylistically integral objects in Russia. This church is a wonderful addition to the natural beauty of the city. By the way, the number of rotundal temples in the Urals exceeds their number in St. Petersburg and the surrounding area. In this part of the city, the church is the only dominant one. It is very high, about the size of a 9-story building. It is distinguished by wide domes rotundas, which is very unusual for churches in the Urals. The church was built by order of Irina Ivanovna Beketova, the daughter of the Simbirsk merchant Ivan Myasnikov, the founder and co-owner of the Minyar Ironworks. Since May 1929, worship in the church has been discontinued. There was a factory school, and then a club with various clubs and sports sections. There was even a movie theater. But after 1960, the activity shifted to the built recreation center Metallurg, so that in the 1980s the church building was completely abandoned and boarded up with boards. At the end of the 1990s, a gradual reconstruction began and services were resumed. It is best to look at the church from the Berry Mountain, which offers a view of the entire city of Minyar over the pond. Well, I'll tell you a little about the history of the town. Minyar, as is usual with us in the Urals, was formed near an iron-making plant at the end of the 18th century. The date of the foundation of the Minyar is considered to be 1771, when, by decree of the Berg Board, peasants from the Nizhny Novgorod, Simbirsk and Penza provinces began to be brought here to work at the factory. First of all, they started building a dam on the Sim River in Minyar, and so a beautiful reservoir appeared, the Minyar Pond. In fact, the waters of the pond served the needs of the plant, of course. An interesting story is connected with this dam, as well as with the plant. During the Pugachev uprising, Salavat Ulaev with a gang burned the plant and part of the dam buildings. Accordingly, there is documentary evidence of this. Hence, some claim that Salavat Ulaev hid some good in the caves near Minyar. However, the caves have been studied from beginning to end, and so far nothing has been found except inscriptions on the walls from local and visiting Vandals. As a result, the plant was completed only in 1784. The plant sent products and finished iron along the rivers. In the spring, in high water, 20 or more cans, with a capacity of up to 12,000 pounds of iron each, were sent from the plant along the rivers Sim, Belia, Volga to the center of Russia. The iron caravans were accompanied by hired workers. They returned home on foot, having received a payment for their work. The specialization of the plant was sheet iron, one of the best in Russia, with the brand Balashov. In 1900, this iron received a silver medal at the Industrial Exhibition in St. Petersburg. In 1890, a branch of the railway stretched through the city. Communication with the center of Russia and many factories in the Urals has improved. New workers and young specialists began to arrive in Minyar. A library was founded, crafts began to develop, other industries appeared, pottery, brick, and a school was opened. Today, Minyar cannot be called a center where life is boiling, but it is still quite picturesque, a city surrounded by mountains and a lake surface. Residential areas of the city are built up along the banks of the Sim River, which flows through the city, and along the slopes of the mountains. The views here are truly amazing. It is worth going around the city. There is also Bald Mountain with an installed worship cross. Not otherwise, as from evil spirits, and then you never know what, on Bald Mountain. The places are wild. You can endlessly admire the Minyar beauty and wander the surrounding mountains. Sometimes it seems that you are not in the Urals at all, but somewhere in Abkhazia or in Dagestan. It's so unusual around. By the way, there is a ski complex here in winter. It is very nice to ski in slalom boards. There are caves in the local rocks. For example, the Fire Cave near the Fire Ridge Rock Ridge. It is cool here in the corridors and grottos. Even in summer, you can see bats. However, the Nikolskaya Cave is more convenient for visiting. Here, all 8 grottos, located alternately, stalactites, stalagmites, small columns, stalagnates, scallops. The total length of the passages of the Nikolskaya Cave is 185 meters, the total depth is 25 meters. According to legend, at the bottom of the cave there is a silver cross of Saint Nicholas the Wonderworker. And there is even an indirect confirmation of this. A spring with holy water flows out of the cave, in which silver ions are found. The water is healing. Quote on the plate, the founders and builders of the Minyar settlement and the iron factory, those whose names have been preserved by history, the merchants Tverdishov, Myasnikov, and the workers. On this I will end the story, and let you admire the beauty of the city of Minyar.